gang. This is Heather Biederman for Liberty Librarian. Nice to see y'all again. How you doing? It's been a crazy week. Oh my lord. Yes. Oh, my cat just tried to knock everything over in just like 2 seconds right before I started. So that was super exciting. I'm just really glad that it didn't happen. So let's see if I can turn my banner off. There we go. Hi, it's Heather. Yeah, like see. Wait, other way. That. There. That's me. So, how y'all doing? Oh, it's just a wild week. So, the news is that there might be a giant comet or something that's going to hit the Earth, which doesn't surprise me. It's 2020 and it is what it is because I am like not surprised by anything anymore. But what I wanted to talk about was, last week I said hi. It was Thanksgiving and we had a good time. And after that is the official shopping holidays and everything is crazy. And, I don't think people went out shopping kind of like what they used to do. I think that it's more subdued this year because people don't want to go out and get the COVIDs, right? So I shopped a little bit, but it was online shopping like I always do. And usually like we're not a big present kind of family. For me, it's always been more about spending time with people and that's the spirit of Christmas to me is like showing people you care and you love them, not necessarily with money and buying stuff. Cuz like there's only a limited amount of space in anyone's house where you could just fill up crap and go with that. Mm. But I did buy a few things, and I got I got like a really cute Baby Yoda shirt. Like yeah, I already got like one of my Christmas presents from Andy already, so there you go. But yeah, so it just seems like the whole everybody's spending money like crazy. Is it the one of the few things we can do to kind of get our mind off of all of this crap? I don't know. I For me, I like go down demented rabbit holes. You know me. I do this, but so this week, what I was interested in is the women on YouTube who do all this self experimentation with like kind of like plastic surgery at home, like they do their own Botox and that's not that much, but I found this one guy, he has a YouTube channel and he has this hyaluronic pen and it's filled with some sort of hyaluronic acid which plumps up your skin, but it like they hold up to your skin and it's got these little needles that push the hyaluronic acid into like your skin so your lips get all plumped up. Very glitch. And then like he was doing all this stuff. He has these tools where he can tighten his face and I mean like stuff like that. It's like that's fine. It's kind of like spa stuff. I love doing like face masks and oh this week I got a new chemical peel and oh I got a little bit burnt right here and I was because you want your skin to look good. You want to look like you're 20 and I'm not 20, but so I have sensitive skin anyway, so there you go. It's a little dry. But the thing that weirded me out wasn't so much the shots. People giving themselves Botox is a little bit I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see it, but I don't really like giving I wouldn't want to give myself shots anyway. It just doesn't sound like fun. But I watched these ladies do what is it called? I gotta look it up again. It's threading. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but they put these threads in under their skin, and they're like dissolvable PDO threads. That's it. So let me look up one. And I've been going down this rabbit hole of all these people doing this on YouTube, and it's kind of like some of it's fascinating. There's a dermatologist guy. I've been watching all of his videos because he's like explains it and he shows how it works. But PDO threads, they are these dissolvable little sutures that go under your skin. I just got to show you a picture of it because it's really weird and interesting. Okay, so his name is Dr. Anil Rajani, and he is like an amazing, like, he does like, they do the injections that make your lips bigger and then you smooth out your face, and it's just crazy. But the things that kind of weird me out is like, okay, here's like, I gotta click on this without playing it. Um, I'm just going to show you a screenshot of what this lady's doing because, like, they stick these needles in their face and it has these. It goes under the skin and then it has that little suture, and so then they pull the needle out and it leaves the suture behind. So I'm just going to show you a quick picture of one of these people, and they're doing it to themselves at home. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I mean, it looks like it hurts a lot. I'm just going to show a screenshot. Here's a lady, and you'll see she's got like about a dozen of these in her face. And they do them under their eyes, they do them under their neck. It tightens everything up, and they love them. It's really neat looking actually when you see it's all done. But I just don't see how somebody could do that at home and not hurt themselves. I mean, it's like sharp and pointy stuff. But so it's the new trend. It's a hot new thing that everybody's doing. And I mean, like, I went down the rabbit hole because I think like it's neat to see what people do. It's like the guy that the doctor guy that I was talking about. His site's really neat because he's perfecting it, and he's like, got the rich celebrity people coming out in California to come get it done. So it's like different level stuff, but they like make their eyes like this. But you look at him and he's obviously had a lot of stuff done to his own face, and there's a point where you're like, that looks fake, and like some of it's nice when it's refreshed and like, how would I look if I look like a 20-year-old? That crap. I'm more, this is my year of working on myself, so I'm interested in what other people do. I've been losing weight. I like not drinking alcohol. Like today, I'm once again drinking my Hoplark tea. It's like hop tea, so it tastes like beer, kind of, but it's no calories, and that's good. And I don't, I do miss the lovely little buzz of a beer, but what can you do? You try to be healthy and you stick with it. But like a lot of people want easy fixes, right? They want to skip to the head of the line. They want to like cut all that fat off and not have to diet. Just keep eating all the cheeseburgers. But ultimately, it's kind of nice if you can have like, the slower, healthier changes and like change your diet. Like I've been doing low carb for like a few months now, and I every once in a while I'll let myself have a little bit of a little sugar snack because like we love snacking in our house, and it's really hard to avoid it. And I haven't made my husband change at all. It's just, if he wanted to do it at the same time with me, we could. And we've done that in the past, but it's like, it's a stressful time of year for everybody. And I can't believe that I've been doing this long. So I'm proud of myself for that. But like the people that will just go in and get the lipo and the tummy tuck and all of this work for like tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes if you're getting a lot of stuff done. It just seems like extreme. I'm like, and this is coming from me. Like this year I've gotten Invisalign, so I'm gonna have nice teeth. I'm working on myself, but in my mind I'm kind of like, well, what point is it ridiculous? Is it like when you're paying for something weird, or does it even matter? who gives a crap what other people think? If it makes you happy, go do it, right? But the thing I don't get is, oh, I get it. I get why they're doing this stuff at home to themselves, like the threads and that with all the needles. But doing it to yourself, it sounds like it hurts. And what if you got an infection? I did watch one of the videos, and actually a couple of videos where they got it wrong and then it bled, and and the one lady had gotten it by her eye, and it started bleeding. She's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna get a black eye now," and I'm just like, but she seemed like to think this was not a huge deal, but to me, I'd be crying. I'm sorry. I just think that it's a it's a scary thing to be like having to pull out needles to make yourself look beautiful and doing this to yourself. But from what when I went down the rabbit hole, like how much does this stuff cost? Looks interesting, this threading stuff. And you'd be spending between, well, the low end was 600, and that's like your bottom of the barrel. But your upper top stuff, like these celebrity ones, you'd probably be doing more like 4,000, and it's not permanent. It's something you'd have to redo at least once a year. And if you don't like needles, that means every year you're gonna have to have that, and then they usually combine it with the Botox, they said. So like I watch a lot of medical stuff because I think it's interesting, and Dr. Pimple Popper is like fascinating. Although I've gotten really sick, their ad campaign where everything is like, it looks like a string of spaghetti jumping out of their face. Their description grosses me out even before I watch it. So like I watch way less of that now because I hate their new ad campaign. It's just like, hey, why does everything have to look like something coming out? Why can't it just be a zit? Like, it's a zit that popped, okay? So, but I that's what I love about YouTube. It's demented. There's so much crazy stuff out there. Like, if you are like me and you're somebody who likes to like learn about stuff, like, you will never be bored. You just keep going on the YouTube, keep going down, 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 down. And eventually you'll come out crazy. And that's how it works out. So that's where my madness is in December. It's already December of 2020, the most shitty year of all time. But doesn't it feel like it's both been forever and also really fast? Like, the good stuff, like, it flew by, but the bad stuff, it's like never ending. So I just don't know how to feel about this year, except I will be glad to see it gone. And I hope next year is a lot better but I do already feel like some of the things that I've accomplished this year, I'm pretty happy about. And I really want to make this show better. And I think about, you know, I love getting to talk to you guys. And so my goal in the next couple weeks is I have an office and I have a green screen set up, and I might get all of that set up. I just gotta, also it's cold down there. So I gotta like probably get it set up so it's warm enough in that room, because there's only like one like heat vent. It is not warm enough down there for me. I get cold. But I kind of want it to get set up and look more professional. You probably get sick of seeing my hallway behind me, but this is the real house. This is the real Heather. This is what you get. But wouldn't it be nice to kind of professional it up a bit more? Every year I try to get it a little bit better. So I don't know. So anyway, every time I've tried to show clips of YouTube videos, it gets zonked, or whatever, zucked. So I don't do it a lot, but go and look at the PDO lift stuff. And it's like little snakes of metal, like going under their skin. And it's enough to make you not want to ever do that. But they do look good when they're done. I will say, I would just, if I ever decided to do it, I would just be like, numb me the hell up. I'm going to have a drink before I do it. I'm going to pass out and then hopefully wake up and not look like Frankenstein. Because, I mean, it's not surgery, but it's not surgery because you're getting stuck with metal and everything. I feel like it's all the worst part of treatments and that kind of thing. I mean, I've had microneedling done and derma rolling, so I'm not afraid of needles. But when I get my blood taken, or if I get a flu shot or something, I'm looking away. I'm not looking at the needle. So I would probably faint if I was doing this to myself. So I don't know how these ladies, and there's dudes doing this themselves. It's amazing. And at what cost? Is it really that important to be young forever? Everybody likes to look good, right? I have people tell me, "Oh, you look so much better, not so fat." And I'm just like, "Thanks. I looked like crap before, huh?" Yeah, but you try to get better, and you try to like work on yourself and be confident. And I think confidence is the best looking thing anyway. So what can you do? So, oh, I hear Andy's coming home. Yeah, there he is. So there you go with that. Hello. Doing the show. So I lost my train of thought. It happens. So if you watch the Sweet Subversives last night, we had lots of good conversation about our state of Minnesota, and that a lot of us are really not too happy with the whole Thanksgiving situation. But yeah, don't. It's just it's gonna happen for Christmas here too in Minnesota. We're all gonna be stuck, and it's okay. It's okay. It's it is what it is. But you're distracting me by standing there. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was reading you a good letter.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just it's hard because you get somebody in the same room and you want to talk to them. It's hard. So yeah, this has been one of those shows where I feel like I'm rather unprepared and distracted today. So I'm getting there. But I do have some intellectual freedom news, so I can queue up some of that. And as always, I go to my American Library Association Intellectual Freedom News site, and they update it every week, and it is fantastic. And if you can't get enough of what I talk about here, you can always get more there. And every Friday they come out with more. So if you miss it next week, I will cover more. So that's what I do. So there is a book that was banned. I thought that was interesting in Florida called White Fragility. And it was banned from Florida high school because parents complained about it. And I'm thinking it's more because they felt like it was racist against white people. They didn't go too much into it. There's a video with it, and I won't play all of it, but it was Choctaw High School said they read the book over the summer, and she chatted about it with her principal and felt supported. And I think it's an excellent book. I don't know. It was okay subject matter to teach high school students for sure. I mean, yeah, maybe not elementary or whatever. That's a little bit tougher of a subject, but racism's everywhere. Yeah. And they don't trust kids' teachers anymore. So that's one of the big problems with everything today. But as an educator, you get a lot of helicopter parents swooping in, telling you what you can and can't do all the time. When I'm just thinking to myself, yes, I'm glad you're really involved with your children, and if you're really that upset, why don't you consider homeschooling? Maybe for you if you don't like the things that the school's coming out with. But I do think it's a good conversation to have. But me, I don't like censorship anyway. So there you go. And kids, people don't give kids the credit that they can handle more complicated topics. Most kids can. I feel like I was an old lady. I was born. I was an adult when I was a child, and I'm aging backwards. So what is that, Benjamin Button? I'm Benjamin buttoning it. all the way to the end, and I will be like riding a tricycle down the street with pigtails, screaming my head off, and drinking a bottle of wine into the sunset as I go. And that's the way it is. So let's see, what else was there that I wanted to talk about? Oh, there was another thing. Oh, there is a victory in New York for free speech, and new legislation targets SLAPP, SLAPP. It's for comic books. Now, um, the the strategic lawsuits against public participation, SLAPP lawsuits, are a form of litigation used by wealthy plaintiffs to obstruct the freedom of speech. And Governor Cuomo stated that for too long, powerful and wealthy interests have been using frivolous lawsuits to harass and intimidate critics by burdening them with exorbitant legal fees and time consuming legal processes. That ends now. I'm proud to sign this legislation which protects New Yorkers' fundamental rights to free speech without the fear of harassment or bullying by those who have more money they do. So, under this, the previous civil rights laws, New York residents weren't even able to be awarded fees associated with the court case. Under the new legislation, if the lawsuit is determined to be frivolous, costs and legal fees will be awarded the victims of the suits. So, rich people can't shut you the hell up by constantly suing you into oblivion. That's kind of nice that they did that. This was stemming from protection for editorial cartoonists and comic creators across the state. Just this past year, we've seen editorial cartoonists targeted for their work by lawsuits. So currently, 30 states and District of Columbia have anti-SLAPP statutes in place. Hopefully, laws continue to go into effect and the freedom of speech will continue to be protected. Look out! Cat tried to run out the door. He's just a little escape artist, isn't he?
He had his paw outside.
He had his paw out the door. He's almost there. Freedom. And I think he'd be crying back in about 10 minutes. But
Wallace was close.
That's so nuts. So, yes, I think that's kind of interesting. And if you're a proponent of free speech, giving the little guy some more protection is a good thing, because draining your resource fighting for, and I'm for cartoonists, and editorial cartoons are like awesome. They're just really perfect imagery of what's going on in the world, and we need to have that, and they need to be protected. So I am glad to see that. Another one, let's see, double check. Oh, there's my lurkers. Hello. Nuclear war. Oh no, it's no nuclear war. What did I say? I was, when I was writing up like what it is, like I felt like, well, we're gonna have aliens come. What's the thing that would top everything for the end of this crappy year, right, Joe? Is it going to be like an asteroid hitting the Earth? Is it going to be like something else? I mean, we already got pandemic year. We got like murder hornets. Yeah, what else? Like Darth Vader died. I mean, like it's like just such a sucky year. But we need. Oh, I didn't even like get into this, but on my own Facebook page, this last 2 weeks, I started having AI stalking me, and this is like the weirdest thing. And everybody else seems to be having it too. You guys know Cortana? It's kind of like the Microsoft version of Alexa or whatever. Like you say any of those, and then they start listening. Well, since my work has all like Microsoft stuff, Cortana has just started up in the last 2 weeks. I don't know how. I didn't do it. Bigfoot is a hoax. Bigfoot's not a hoax. Bigfoot lives in Wyoming, and he is a really cool dude, and he just goes on vacation to different parts of the world, and people won't leave him alone. But so that's not going to be a hoax. But Cortana started stalking me, and she it's not so bad like when it just goes through your email and it sends you like reminders, but it's weird how it sends you reminders because it's combing through and going, don't forget, like this day, this. And I'm like, this isn't even on my calendar. This person mentioned it in my email. Or I'm in these work groups in like Microsoft Teams and it goes, this is coming up. And I'm like, ah. So, like, one of the things I worry about is like, what else is it doing? Is it sending death threats to my enemies? I mean, like, is it useful or is it like just terrifying? And most of the people are like, get rid of it, turn it off. And then I realized I don't have administrative rights to my work computer. So can I actually turn it off? Is it a network wide thing that I can turn off, or is it just on each computer device that I use I have to turn it off? So I have to figure this out. And people are like, oh, you're so tech savvy there. I'm like, yeah, but this is like high level stalking. Like, this is what beer are you drinking today? That looks good.
Black and tan.
Black and tan,
Or
yummy.
technically, it's black and red.
Black and red because it looks kind of pinky. From
They didn't have that sale at the liquor store, so I had to go with Smithwick's instead.
You got Smithwick's and
Guinness and Smithwick's.
That sounds pretty good though. Yeah, if I wasn't.
You can have a sip.
No, I'm not gonna have a sip.
Nitrogen beer has no calories.
I'm gonna smell it though. Oh my god, that does smell good.
All right, you're missing out.
I know I'm missing out. Only one more month, and then I'm done.
Sad.
I know it. I'm trying my best. But so I'm trying to get rid of her because like she does seem kind of useful, but it's everything I hate. It's like data mining and the privacy stuff. And like what's it sending to our bosses, like they're looking at chocolate way too much every day, or like Heather thinks it's drink harp, it's sharp. I like that, and it rhymes too, Joe Stack. So there you go, which I'm gonna just put up on the screen because I like that. So yeah, I mean that I was being stalked, so. And I haven't gotten rid of it totally yet. I know I have it turned down because I don't see it as much, but I think she turns herself back. She turns herself on. How is that possible? It's just creepy. So there you go. Oh, so let me get back to it. And a lot of people have been asking me about if because Congress got back together and if they're going to be sending out more stimulus packages, which I don't think it's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is they may have more unemployment help and that kind of thing. I think that they're very eager to lock us all down and not give any small businesses the help that they need. That's what they really need to do. They really need to focus on helping people and giving aid like that. Because if they're going to shut everything down willy-nilly, there's going to be repercussions. People's businesses are going to fail, and it's going to be like a domino effect. Everything's going to fall apart. So we do need to have something happen. So anyway, what was my other thing? Must be more ready.
Short show.
No, it's not yet. More evidence that FCC. Okay, here's from Tech Dirt website. And this is about the evidence that FCC claims that killing net neutrality would boost broadband investment were bullshit. And I love that title because it just says anything that has bullshit in the title and it's news. I'm like, I love it already. So since the very beginning of the net neutrality debate, ISPs have repeatedly proclaimed that net neutrality rules read stopgap rules crafted in the absence of competition to stop giant monopolies from abusing their power utterly demolish broadband sector investment. It was primarily a talking point during the battle over the 2010 rules, and it was foundational in FCC's arguments justifying their hugely unpopular and fraud-prone repeal. Time after time, big ISPs and politicians paid to love them insisted that rules had crushed sector investment, and repealing them would result in a massive spike in broadband investment. It was a line repeated again by the FCC oversight hearing in 2018. For those interested, he wasn't under oath, which applies only to the judiciary hearings, and was said that Quote, under the heavy-handed regulations adopted by the prior commission in 2015, network investment declined for 2 straight years, the first time that happened outside of a recession in the broadband era. We now have a regulatory framework in place that is encouraging the private sector to make investments necessary to bring better, faster, and cheaper broadband to more Americans. My cat's like, what? So the problem is a mountain of data continues to make it extremely clear that none of this was ever true. Numerous studies, earnings reports, and CEO statements have already demolished the claim. Just like a relentless zombie, it simply refuses to die. So to this day, remains a core talking point of the outgoing Ajit Pai, FCC, most telecom lobbyists, and the absolute army of think tankers, consultants, and academics employed by the incumbent telecom giants to pretend that the U.S. broadband market is healthy and competitive. So this week, the Standard & Poor Global took a closer look at the U.S. network investment numbers and found once again that claims that repealing network neutrality boosted investment to be bullshit. In fact, the firm found that annual investment in fixed U.S. broadband networks is poised to have dropped 7% since 2016. So they said getting rid of net neutrality, Trump's FCC, was supposed to boost incentives that invest in broadband. Guess what? In our hour of greatest need, investment is way down since 2016. It was just another pack of lies. So, granted, the telecom sector has been in the U.S. government's driver's seat under Trump administration. So, in just 4 years, the industry successfully had broadband privacy rules killed. Thanks, GOP senators. Net neutrality rules killed. FCC authority over telecom monopolies kneecapped, and the sector received billions of dollars in tax breaks. So they're making so much money off of all of us, and we are shackled to the internet. Everything we do relies on it, and they are making so much money off us, and the rules that they put into place only helps them. So all of this industry kissing ass to hear industry and loyal lawmakers tell it, which should boost network investment. It should make employment go up. It should drive more innovation. That's what they said. But none of that happened, right? Why did that not happen? Because when you eliminate all meaningful oversight from a broken, monopolized sector, the companies involved simply double down on bad behaviors, and like layoffs, price hikes, less investment in infrastructure and customer support. And I truly believe most of the internet suppliers now are throttling the hell out of us because they can. So, yet for this, we cling desperately to free market narratives that don't apply to a broken sector that sees little real competition. If there was actual competition, maybe we could come up with a new internet, a new system that would work better. But these big businesses are clamping down on any innovation. They're making it so no one can come in. They buy up all their competition and they make it so basically it's a monopoly and the government's in on it. So this is one of the things that I just thought was kind of amazing that the numbers have been looked at and all of the changes that they said it would help have obviously not done anything, and it has actually hurt people. It's caused tens of thousands of layoffs just because what they did, and that was before a pandemic happened. So how broadband, and you think broadband would be the biggest business ever now because of pandemic. We're all like doing school at home, work at home, but people are hurting more than ever, and it's more essential than ever now. So maybe they need to relook at these rules and see maybe there should be more open and less of a monopolized market. Let some of the little guys in, okay? So yeah. So things are gonna get weird on the internet these next 4 years. You ain't kidding. Oh, Nancy wants to put money to bail out failed cities. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think they say these things because they want to think they're helping, but maybe not. Oh my God, I'm thirsty. Yeah. So anyway, that just pisses me off. Okay. What was the other good one? Um, there's some weird crap. Like some of the stuff in the news I could go on about. Like there's a lawsuit against Beyonce and Jay-Z because a choreographer said that they stole his dance, and it didn't like they dropped it. It's really hard to prove that somebody stole a dance, right? There's copyright in everything.
A Jamaican choreographer dropped a lawsuit against Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah. So Jamaican and let's see. I just want to see. Oh, Lenora Steins. Okay. So she did dismissed it. They probably paid her off. You know, that's how usually how these things are. It's a money grab. So, but I always tell people like other people who do shows, they like to grab music, and I've even like grabbed like parts of videos and stuff. It's really easy to get snagged for it, even if you're just showing it and like to talk about it. It's like to jump through the hoops is getting harder and harder all the time. So be careful about copyright because someone could sue you, and you might have to pay them off just to make them go away. So yay, capitalism. There you go. Here is another thing. Let's see if I can get it to work because Chronicle of Higher Education works on my campus, but not always. The outrage peddlers are here to stay. So, yeah, I knew it wasn't going to work. There we go. It worked at my work, but when I come, yeah, because I look at stuff at school and then I'm like, I come here and I'm like, nope, don't work anymore. So anyway, that's fine. We don't need you, Chronicle of Higher Education. You're so awesome. Okay. So where was the other one? The AI tool can, oh, here. AI is getting smart enough that it can know between a conspiracy theory and a true conspiracy. I don't believe it. This is from the website Nieman Lab. Nieman Lab, spelled like N-I-E. So it might be Nieman. Screw conspiracy theories. The world is ugly enough. An AI tool now can distinguish between a conspiracy theory and a true conspiracy. So this is this kind of stuff they're going to be putting out on Facebook. I'm just saying, like when you read this, my brain just is like, yeah, they're going to use this in some sort of corporate way. So they'll be like, it's not a real thing. And then later you'll find out it was real, but the computer wouldn't let anybody talk about it because it's like, it's a conspiracy. Stop talking about it. So in it, they talked about they fired a officer had fired a shot inside a pizza parlor, and the man investigating was investigating a pedophile ring. And the officer asks again. The officer chimes in, "Pizzagate." He's talking about Pizzagate. In that brief, chilling interaction in 2016, it becomes clear that conspiracy theories, long relegated to the fringes of society, had moved into the real world in a very dangerous way. So the potential, they're worried about us causing harm on social media. And I often hear like lots of crazy theories about stuff, and I love crazy theories. I just do. I like it when they're even wrong, because I like to go, this is why that's wrong. And I want people to be able to talk and to allow different people to talk, but they don't want people to have like-minded individuals talking about issues because they feel like they should just shut that down because it's not real. And who wants some nanny to be watching everything we do on the internet? But I digress. So there's a culture analytics group at the University of California, and they developed an automated approach to determining when conversations on social media reflect the telltale signs of conspiracy theorizing. They have applied these methods successfully to the study of Pizzagate, the COVID-19 pandemic, anti-vaccination movements, and they're currently using it to QAnon. So collaboratively constructed, fast to form. So the thing that you should be reading between the lines is they're making AI smarter and smarter, so that way they can stick it onto your social media, so they can shut down bad conversations. Thought police, electronic thought police. So they're getting better and better at it, and they work on looking at storytelling. They find hidden connections, and basically, what's gonna happen is if this goes on long enough, is people are going to have like secret languages and codes if they want to actually talk about stuff, because the AI is going to track everything down. And that's my conspiracy theory about how they're going to stop conspiracy theories. There you go. It's like I just did like an inception right there. So AI, that's the thing. I feel like it's all coming down to my whole Terminator fear of like AI is gonna just all of a sudden go, y'all are stupid, and the best way to stop conspiracy theories and everybody talking on the internet and rallying up each other is just to blow everybody up. And that's how Terminators start. So they're making Terminators. Oh, see you later, Joe. Oh, the Matrix. Yes, I'm already in the Matrix. Yes. So good. So yeah, okay. I won't go back to my thing. Okay, there we go. So the everything, Satanism, WikiLeaks, it's all gonna get looked at. The sturdy truth, fragile fiction. They're gonna distinguish between what's real and what's not. So they they compared results, and their machine learning system is getting better and better. So I am a little worried because they show their data. It makes sense. They show how they can pick it apart. And there's like a pictograph of, here, I'll show you, I'll bring that up on the screen to show the difference between real, quote, real topics and controversial topics. So I'm going to show you that real quick because it's actually quite interesting looking. Now I can see where they're going with it, but it's kind of demented. So you'll see on the left side, these more like some of the topics, they get a little heated and spot. So you'll see the lines in it are where conspiracy theories are. When they're talking about democratic politics, there's some like casual dining, hardly any. Nobody had really anything that's controversial about it. Satanism had a lot more. WikiLeaks had some, but like the aggregate shows like that all of this together, you can see where the ideas started to kind of mesh together. And conversations are kind of like that. You switch between topics, and there might be an underlying theme to it. So kind of amazing how the computer has sees the patterns. And so they're saying it's an early warning system of conspiracy theory discussion, which this is what we should be afraid of. Developing an early warning system that tracks the emergence and alignment of conspiracy theory narratives could alert researchers and authorities to real world actions and people might take based on these narratives. Perhaps such a system in place, the arresting officer in Pizzagate case would not have been baffled by the gunman's response when asked why he showed up at a pizza parlor armed with an AR-15 rifle. Because he saw online there's pedophiles there and he's going to shoot the pedophiles. There you go. So I think these things that sometimes they report as news being a positive thing should scare people. That scares me right there. I don't really like seeing it, but So then I had one last one. No, we don't need ALA news. Yeah, I think that's about it. There was a celebrity chef book, a children's book even, that was in Australia. I just thought this was interesting because I love cookbooks, right? His name is Pete Evans, and he looks like a dreamy like a I don't know, like an actor on television because he had big blue eyes and pretty boy. But he's a celebrity chef in Australia, Pete Evans, and he had books pulled over neo-Nazi symbol in it. I was like, how did you not know that's what it was? So he had something that had black sun, a symbol associated with Nazi Germany and used by the far right during the Christchurch gunman. So he probably didn't even know what it was. So the people saw it, and you know how they have the cancel culture stuff. They pulled it from their Woolworths and Kmart and Target. I didn't even know there's still Woolworths, but there probably are in Australia. And so they deleted a cartoon of a caterpillar wearing a Make America Great Again hat, speaking to a black butterfly with the black sun symbol on its wing. Um, so like, what the heck is he doing? He's like got like caterpillars talking to like the Nazis, and I'm confused. What does this have to do with a cookbook? So there's some demented stuff going on in Australia. It's a fascist cookbook. I don't know. That dude's gotten in trouble though in the past for some of the stuff he's gotten involved in. So I don't know. They don't like him because he called the pandemic a hoax. So people are targeting him. Yeah, yeah. In April he was fined 25,000 Australian dollars for promoting a light machine that he claimed could help treat what he called the Wuhan coronavirus. So this dude, he says some weird stuff, but he's also freaking rich. So if he says this 25,000 Australian dollars probably doesn't hurt him that much. So I just think it's funny, like, like how you most of these celebrity people have media folks that like go, hey, don't say stupid shit. That dude needs someone to not say. It's like, don't say stupid shit, dude. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny because out of all the things that you could do, like, why most people are pretty cool with stuff. Like, you could make fun of like Trump in any country, and most people are like, yeah, even if you like Trump, you'd be like, yeah, I get it, everybody does. But pull out Nazi stuff, and people kind of get like a little weird, and there's not a lot of sympathy for anyone who has alternative medical stuff, which I think is a shame because who knows what works and what doesn't work. But I'm going to say that the kind of light that you need to kill viruses would probably cook you, and you would probably die from it. It's good for disinfecting medical tools, but you don't put people under it. Okay, so yeah, he's kind of wackadoo, but I just thought that was interesting that he got in so much trouble with it. So, God, I am hungry. I'm having the weirdest day, guys. I hope you're doing all okay. This show, um, if we can get through this and we don't all get COVID and turn into, I don't know, unicorns and monsters and or go to the hospital and get sick or whatever happens. I hope next year it's a little bit better. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do for Christmas, and I don't really, I decorate at work, but there's no real work at work anymore. Nobody's there. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to decorate my house, guys. And I know, like, you'd think, Heather, you should be like such a happy Christmassy person. And I'm like, but like, I kind of want it to be prettier and all that. So we'll see. So on that note, I'm kind of running out of. I don't have any intellectual freedom news I'm super excited about other than the stuff we've already talked about. Was there anything else I missed? Because most weeks I go on and on about one, and there's a lot of stuff, but it's like the same kind of thing over and over again. And then this will be the winter of my discontent. I don't know. So it's December. Did you buy anything? Did you have fun? Did you go anywhere? Yeah, not really. We all get the COVID once they start vaccinations. Well, hope like that was the thing. Karen and I were talking about it, and they're not entirely sure that the vaccinations actually get rid of COVID or just stop the symptoms of COVID. So once you take the vaccination, you can't really be around other people. Like, you will be okay because you will basically get over the COVID and probably not go to the hospital for it. But that doesn't mean somebody else who hasn't gotten that vaccine, if they get around you, they wouldn't get COVID from you. So this is something to be a little worried about. And I know, like, in a week or so, they're going to probably start rolling it out in the UK. And I'm all right with, if people feel like they're confident in it, they can go ahead and try. I'm glad to wait a little while and make sure that they don't all turn into zombies, because I hate the idea of being a zombie. In zombie world, I'm like mentally prepared. Like I've watched so many zombie movies and read so many zombie books in my life. I'm totally mentally prepared for zombie world, but I don't want to be a zombie. So I will wait patiently, and then if everybody seems okay, then I will take the vaccine too. They're probably gonna put some tracking shit in it. I'm just saying, like, my conspiracy theory right now. I'm just like, why wouldn't they take the opportunity to put some sort of nanite thing into us that makes us compliant? Why not? So don't be afraid. It's probably okay, maybe. So we'll see. But I wanted to just say, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I hope like your shopping and stuff is already done, and then you can just relax the rest of the month. Eat cookies and drink hot chocolate for me, because I can't until January. Really, I'm gonna have a cup of cookies. I'm not to the point where I'm gonna not. Yeah, yeah. It's like, if we get a vaccine but still have to not be around anybody, then why? It's not really a vaccine. It's just a band-aid, really, to make you feel like you did something. But I don't know. I get in so much trouble for saying what's on my mind sometimes. And I want, what? Like, part of me is like, I get it. I want it to be over. But I just don't think this is all that safe to just jump into. And if it's not really tested, no one should be jumping into a vaccine that's not tested. If they don't know what it's really going to do, then it seems like a bad idea. But then you say that people are like, you're just a Trumpster for. I'm like, I'm not saying that. I just don't want people to die. I'm like, it's like, what, you get COVID and die, or you take a vaccine and die. Like, isn't there something in the middle, like a vaccine that actually works, that gets rid of the COVID, or they figure out some way to make it so it's like the flu and we're going to get it every year, that they can minimize the number of people that die from it? Because people die from the flu. They do. But it would be nice to minimize how many people get it. Preventative measures or something. So, yes, I feel like a Debbie Downer on it, and I'm trying not to be. I have so many people that are really hurting right now in my life, that they're really, really sad about all of this, and I get it. I'm really sad about it. I want it to end. Bitches, I want to go places. I get it. I'm not, but they're like, that's selfish. Like, no, it's not selfish to want to live your life. It's selfish to like make people's businesses fail, and like put the elderly in these nursing homes to die and that no one can see them again. Yeah, that's selfish. But am I opposed to a vaccine? No. If it's tested and it works, hell yeah, everybody should probably get it then. But they got to be careful. I don't want zombies. I just don't want zombies. Please no. Or people all die from it. God forbid, because they're going to give it to all the healthcare workers first. So, yeah, you don't really want them to die. So, anyway, I'm running out of time. I don't know how I do this every week. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, to cry with you. Like, Kara and I were talking about having a dance party, just something stupid and mental and funny. And we're the worst dancers ever. So maybe we should do that. I think we all need to let our hair down and have some fun, because this is going to be a bumpy ride for a little while longer yet. But I'm so glad that y'all come and hang out with me. It makes me happy to have somebody to talk to in here. And I know sometimes the show's better than other times. And I hope you really don't go watch all those videos about the ladies that do weird crap. Like, this one lady, she just like burnt the shit out of her face. So, but it worked, but I'm like, ow. So either we're gonna like be dying from zombies or COVID, or people are gonna do it to themselves, doing mental shit on the, just to get subscribers. But I promise you this, I will not do mental shit on the show like that unless people start paying big money to a Patreon, which I haven't made for myself. But if the big money follows, I would be like, okay. Because I already did a show about the ASMR, and I'm like, if people are gonna pay me money to eat crab legs, I would go off this diet and start eating crab legs. It would be okay. But it's gross. It's just gross. Who would want to watch it? But anyway, have a great week. I love seeing you guys. Take care of yourselves. Don't let the COVID monster get you. And we will see you next week. Take care, man. Have the best week ever.